Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. I'm Craig Nolan. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Daniel Pineda.
My name's Adele Quo.
And it's another show coming at you here from our studios right here on, close to Wilson Boulevard, close to Whole Foods.
And it's 2020.
And it's 2020.
Yeah.
This is our last show in January 2020. Hard to believe we're approaching Groundhog Day here, so get ready for Puxatawny Phil and all of his antics.
There's going to be another couple months of winter.
Here we go with the old rundown here. News and Community Bulletin Board, another EBG segment, and Adele is here. Are you ready now?
Yes.
Don't change the entrance.
Don't change it.
Don't change it. Okay, Adele's here for another installment of
It's Easy Being Green. We still have it for some reason.
So good at that, they're just about ready to pull us off the stage. Okay, CBB, as I may or may not have mentioned. Roll-in number 1, The Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder. Interesting. Our new 55-plus news segment now, News for Seniors, formerly News for Seniors. And then rolling number 2, our Styrofoam mom, Miriam, Gennari, and her guest. And that's our show, but before we begin, social media reminder from Senior Pineda.
That's right, Mr. Nolan. You can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our very own YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News and the number 1. Also, facebook.com/Arlington Weekly News. And of course, Mr. Nolan, we cannot forget the audio, right?
The audio from our little show here is on WERA 96.7 LPFM. Check us out. You can hear us right there on the radio.
Ooh.
All right. Thank you. Here we go now with our news items, such as they are. Okay. Talking about Washington Lee High School and some lawsuit action going on. Here at Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News, we feel obliged to report on certain actions, even if they seem strange, a bit strange. The Washington Lee High School Alumni Association, Incorporated, has filed a lawsuit in the Alexandria Division of the United States Court for the Eastern District of Virginia. The text of the filing asserts that, and we're quoting now, these politicians conspired to impose their own political values on the community by changing the prestigious century-old name of Washington Lee High School to Washington Liberty High School without concern for the fact that the students and alumni would no longer have the prestige of the original aim. Take 2, name, close quote. Journalistic accuracy requires that we point out that the school was opened in 1925, so neither the school nor its name is actually a century old. And in addition, the use of the term prestigious is a bit subjective. With more on this, here's Senior Pineda.
Well, that's right, Craig. The filing goes on to state that the defendants knew that the public would not support such changes. This assertion is speculative, presuming knowledge of the minds of the defendants. In Article 4, the suit claims that these actions have greatly harmed the Alumni Association and its members by, among other things, causing confusion in the Alumni Association's operations, causing the Alumni Association to suffer financial loss and a decline in membership, and causing the Alumni Association's members to lose the prestige association with the school's original name.
And part 3 on this story now. After 47 pages of subjectively worded history, the filing seeks to either, and we're quoting now, permanently recognize the school's name as Washington Lee High School, or order that any future attempts to change the school's name be resolved by a binding ballot referendum to the full community. And that, still quoting now, the Alumni Association, which is the plaintiff, be awarded compensatory, is that right, damages, I haven't said that one in a while, in an amount to be determined by the court, close quote. Without commenting on the merits of the new name, we must point out that the additional cost to the county for changing all of the signage and other documents back to the original name, and the question whether this lawsuit is really the wisest use of the Alumni Association's time and money. So there you have it, our spin on the Washington Liberty lawsuit.
Important news over there. Well, but the county board has approved a $4.478 million contract to rehabilitate a water main near North Old Leap Road, which had failed in 2009. The restoration of the main is expected to improve the water delivery.
All right, and quality, hopefully, as well. Okay, we'll be back with our CBB, Community Bulletin Board, to file right after we hear from Adele Coe on another installment of
It's Easy Being Green.
Almost got
That's
Oh,
so
yeah.
great. All
So cool and
right.
relaxed.
Here's Adele.
Great. Welcome.
Thanks,
Thank
Paul.
you so much. Time for an Easy Being Green. My name's Adele Quo, and of course, Joe Tree Frog is here with us. Because if you're ready to stop mowing, it's time to start growing. Whether you are new to using native plants and what they can do for your property, or if you're looking for alternative landscaping ideas, the second annual Native Plant Symposium for Beginners is coming up Saturday, February 8th. From 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. This event will take place at Northern Virginia Community College Workforce Center. The address is 2675 College Drive in Woodbridge, Virginia. Join landscape professionals to learn how to create a beautiful yard, habitat for birds and pollinators and tree frogs, save money on fertilizer and pesticides, improve water quality, and curb erosion. Our lawns may be green, but they're not so great. They're actually quite terrible for the environment. The quest for the perfect lawn is a $40 billion per year industry. Let's review the shopping list. Seed, fertilizer, weed killer, bug killer, more seed, a lawnmower maintenance like gas, blades, storage, a weed whacker, and some sort of irrigation system. Now think of all that money to maintain that emerald carpet of non-native turf grass. And that's before we realize that all the fertilizers and pesticides that we apply to our lawns are washed off when it rains, and all of it goes into the storm drains that empty all those chemicals into our local streams and rivers that flow to the Potomac River, which is the source of our drinking water, and eventually flowing on into the Chesapeake Bay. So take a moment to think. If you've just applied some of these nasty fertilizers and weed killers and bug killers, should your kids and pets be playing on that lawn? Is a weed-free lawn more important than the health of the kids and pets? The EPA, take two, the EPA estimates about a third of all the public water is used to water all these lawns. In the U.S., lawns consume nearly 9 billion gallons of water a day. And our mowers, they consume 200 million gallons of gas. So how much lawn do you really need for the pets and kids? Maintain some, but if you don't need that much lawn, learn about the native plant alternatives at the second annual Native Plant Symposium for Beginners. Register for the event at eventbrite.com and learn to start growing native plants. This event is only $20, which includes coffee, donuts, lunch, and symposium materials. Parking is free, and you can always call 703-792-7070 for more details. And remember, it's easy being green.
Indeed it is.
It is.
What would be the solution? Just to put everybody's lawns on their roof?
Oh, that would be so great, but no, just put native plants. You don't need a lawn
You
at
wouldn't
all.
want that stuff draining down into the
That
living
doesn't seem
room.
realistic.
I mean,
Correct.
Joe here is completely retired the lawnmower.
Look at that.
Joe's pretty laid back tonight,
Yes,
isn't
well, because he uses native plants.
he does indeed. All right, thanks, Adele.
Thank you,
We
Adele.
appreciate it, as always. Okay, here we go. As promised now, CBB. No, I don't need these yet, but I could put them on anyway. Oh, that's what it looks like. The Northern Virginia Bird Club is hosting an informal bird spotting walk through Glencarlin Park. You can join their search for all kinds of birds, including those native to the area and migratory birds who are just passing through. Bird watchers of all experience levels are welcome. If you have your own field guide and binoculars, don't forget to bring them along. This is an FRW-free event intended for adults. Take part in the Feathery Fun that's coming up on Wednesday, February 5, from 8:30 to 11:30 in the morning at Long Branch Nature Center. They're located at 625 South Carlin Springs Road in Glencarlin Park. Advanced registration is required. You can register online or give them a call at 703-228-4747. Daniel.
Well, looking for a chance to meet other teens and have some library space all for yourself? Well, if so, the Westover Branch Library's Teen Club is the place for you. Teen Club is held on the first and third Thursday of every month and features, well, different activities every week. not feeling those activities, well, there will be space provided to catch up on homework, read, and of course, relax. The next session is taking place on Thursday, that's February the 6th, from 2:45 to 3:45 p.m. That's at the Longfellow Room at West Overbranch Library. That's located at 1644 North McKinley Road.
And Daniel, also in our CBB file, in honor of Black History Month, the Smithsonian Discovery Theater is presenting Going the Distance. It's the story of Olympic gold medalist Jesse Owens and Wilma Rudolph. This program tells the story of their lives and the challenges that they each faced as they grew up to become the fastest man and woman alive. This event is coming up on Saturday, February 8th from 2 to 3 in the afternoon at the Barbara M. Donnellan Auditorium in the Central Library. They're at 1015 North Quincy Street. You can go online or give them a call at the library. Daniel.
Well, Craig, it's that time again. It's once again time for St. Anne Church and School's annual used book sale. There will be a huge selection of books to choose from, as well as a Valentine's Day theme-based sale. Free refreshments and plenty of space, again, to relax. You can join them on Sunday, February the 9th from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's at the St. Anne Church Parish Hall, located at 5300 10th Street North. And of course, Craig, we want to thank our own Jordan Kuharski for this week's CBB Stories. Thank you, Jordan, for your hard work and, of course, your dedication.
Thanks, Jordan. All right, we'll be back with our 55 Plus News segment right after we hear from Denise Pringle and her thoughts on A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder. Here's Denise.
A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder, currently playing at the Little Theater in Alexandria, is a witty and wicked comic primer on how to improve one's status in life. When Monty Navarro's mother dies, he finds out that she was a member of the Dicesquith family and that he is 8th in line to become the Earl of Highhurst. He concocts a devilish plan to hasten his line of succession. That's the murder mentioned in the title of the play. The love part refers to Monty's adoration for Sibylla Hallward, something of a gold digger, and is complimented when he meets Phoebe Dicesquith. Director Frank D. Schutz II has assembled a terrific cast to feel the love and commit the murders. All three of the main characters are making their debut at LTA. Drew Goines is Monty, with a wonderful expressive face that illustrates the euphoria he feels as he hilariously eliminates the pesky relatives who stand in the way of his earldom. Katie Weigel is Sibylla, the stunning vixen who fuels Monty's murderous plans. Alexandra Chase is Phoebe, a sweet, distant cousin who does not stand in his way and is therefore spared murder and diverted to the love column instead. All three were delightful and engaging in their roles, and hopefully will return to LTA in the future. Actor Chuck Dooley has the distinction of not only being a returning player, he is also tasked with the multiple roles of all the murdered members of the Dicesquith family, which allows him great opportunity to exercise his comedic chops. Matt Liptak's set design is elegant, stylized, and fluid, and easily accommodates the many varied locations called for by the script, but oddly enough, probably is most effective when a gallery of family portraits gleefully comes to life and breaks out in song. Costume designers Jean Schlichting and Kit Sibley have elegantly attired the cast, while Susan Boyd styled their hair, wigs, and costumes. The show choreographer is Stefan Sittig, and the music director is Christopher A. Tomasino. These two men, along with Frank Schutz as director and Mary Beth Smith-Toomey as producer, have become something of a dream team at LTA, always churning out spectacular productions. A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder continues at the Little Theater of Alexandria through February 8th. Join Monty Navarro, the naughty Victorian, as he writes his memoir and details how he sliced and diced his way to a better life. I'm Denise Pringle. Now back to the news desk.
All right, thanks, Denise.
Thank you, Denise.
Appreciate your thoughts, as always. Okay, here we go. As promised now, our News for Seniors, formerly News for Seniors, now 55 plus news segment. Classes in place, and here we go. Did you know there's a basketball league for women ages 50 and older? The league play consists of half-court games with players of all skill levels. A new season is beginning Wednesday, February 12 at 6:30 in the p.m. at Langston Brown 55 Plus Center. They're located at 2121 North Culpeper Street. Cost for the 10-game season is $80. For more information and to register, give them a call. Here's the number. Jot it down, 703-228-4771. Or you can email Douglas, V-Y, Douglas, at arlingtonva.us. Daniel.
And for our second 55-plus news story for tonight, an outreach specialist from the Arlington County Solid Waste Bureau will present a program about recycling in Arlington that will be available to answer questions. That's all coming up on Tuesday. That's February the 4th at 11:30 a.m. And that's at the Lee 55 Plus Center located at 5722 Lee Highway. Feel free to bring specific items you have questions about. Greg.
And Daniel, also in 55 Plus News, attorney Allison Matthew Lambeth will present a program on selling an estate. She will also discuss the executor's responsibilities. This program will cover the probate estate, the trust estate, the payable on death estate, and the remainder estate. And this program is coming up on Tuesday, February 4 at 10 in the morning at Walter Reed 55 Plus Center, located at 2909 16th Street South. More information and registration available at this number on your screen now and in your ear, 703-228-0955. Daniel.
And finally for tonight, it doesn't matter where you are in the journey of family caregiving. You may be just in the beginning to anticipate a need. You may be helping to coordinate a big move, or you may already be taking care of a family member full-time. Well, in all cases, having a good framework will make the process easier. A representative from the AARP will share information, exchange tips, and advice. That all takes place on Wednesday, February the 5th at 10 a.m. at the Walter Reed 55 Plus Center, located at 2909 16th Street South. To register, give them a call at 703-228-0955. And correct, as always, we want to thank our own Judy Masomny for this week's 55 Plus Stories. Judy, thank you so much.
You bet. Thanks, Judy. We appreciate it. All right, we'll be back with sign-off and bye-bye right after we hear from our Styrofoam mom. Here's Miriam Gennari and her guests.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Sustainable Scoop. There is a lot to be concerned about, but joining me today are two people who are both active and optimistic about the future, and that is Sophia Alfred and Mikhail Floresca. Both of them are members of the Global Collab and leaders in their community. Welcome.
Hi, welcome. Thank you for having us.
Hello.
So let me just start with you, Sophia. I see you on stage. I see you accepting awards, taking leadership roles through the Global Collab, focused on the SDGs. What inspires you to be so outspoken and eloquent in the work that you're doing?
So I remember what got me started with all of this activism and what got me started with the Global Collab Network was the Teens Dream video competition. It's an annual video competition, and I remember I was talking with one of my soccer teammates, and I was telling her my dreams for the future, far off dreams, and it was to just be a famous person because the youth listen to famous people. And I wanted to be famous so people could listen to me, so I could inspire them to make a change in the world and in themselves and in their communities. And so I submitted to the Teens Dream video competition, and I actually won. And I attended that year's Earth Optimism Summit, and that's how I kind of got started. And ever since I started, I was hooked.
And you work on plastics issues, you work on hunger issues, you work really using art to express your passion about the world.
Yes.
And Mikhail, I saw you the first time here in the Arlington Independent Media Studio. You were giving a monologue on gun violence, and I was just amazed by your poise and your strength at such a young age. And now I learned you're the president of the Prince George County Community College for the Students Association.
PGCC, Prince George's Community College.
Yeah. So tell me, how did you decide to take on that role?
It actually came from a place of helplessness. I actually used to be the president of a health club, and so I had recognized that everyone in my club, the morale was going low, and I didn't understand why. We all shared the same interest, but I was already the leader of these group of people who liked the same thing as me, but there was nothing I could do. And so was I really a leader then? I eventually went out of my way to find the problem, and that led me to the position I have now. Being PGCC president of the Student Governance Association is just a blessing because I can actually make a difference.
And you know, I think that the organization Global CoLab has a very, very optimistic idea of making a difference by supporting groups getting together on March 14th, along with the Smithsonian, talking about the different issues that are stymieing their communities and they're struggling with. And Sophia, you've been in these collaborative groups. What are they like?
So the Global CoLab Network, they have many partnerships, including the Smithsonian, which is one of our biggest partnerships. So for example, with the Smithsonian, we had a zoo event where they created plastic animals and did a bunch of talks, and they connected families, local people who were just visiting the zoo, and taught them about our prominent issues in a more fun and creative way.
That's so empowering to have young people out front basically carrying the message. And recently at the Leaders in Energy event, the organization and both of you were honored. You were on stage amongst leaders in the community. Mikhail, what did that feel like to have an opportunity to share your voice on the issues that concern you?
In all honesty, it felt right. It felt good that people were recognizing that people of our age could definitely do something. I think respect from not just our peers, but from people who have already achieved something really is a testament to the capabilities of people my age.
And speaking of capabilities, you know, there are lots of different ways to get your message out, but Sophia, you use art and dance. And I just want to spotlight a performance that you did a little while back in a program called Triggered. So let's just take a look at your performance.
That's what it really was about. Article 13, that's the line to spell it out. Weapons are not for making them feel your pain. That's why they call you clinically insane. Let's make a change in our ways. Kids shouldn't be scared of school. Don't you think that's a little cruel? It's deeper than that. And if we attack the root and cause, peace and justice won't be so out of reach.
That was remarkable. You're a wonderful performer, and that is what you want to do, right?
Exactly.
So as you move forward pursuing your goals, how do you see this organization and the friendships and relationships that you've made along the way helping you?
It connected me with a lot of people, and I've built a lot of relationships through the Global CoLab Network, and a lot of supportive people who help me to achieve my goals, because you cannot achieve them by yourself. No one is self-made. You go and you build these partnerships, and everyone is a community. And so that's exactly what the Global CoLab Network does.
Is all about. Well, how do people get in touch with you so that they could learn more, potentially attend the event on the 14th, and definitely the Earth Optimism Summit on April 23rd through 25th?
They can get in touch through the TeensDream website, or they can visit our virtual hub room meetings that are happening weekly.
Oh, so they can join.
Yes.
That'd be wonderful. And then
Please
we'll
do.
see you guys at the Smithsonian in April.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, wonderful. I want to thank you both for coming to see us today. Continue the great work. And I want to thank all of you for watching another edition of The Sustainable Scoop. I'm Miriam Gennari. Back to the news desk.
All right, nice job. Thanks, Miriam.
She's so
Mama
good.
G.
She was
Wow,
rapping.
that was fun.
The pictures were great too.
That was nice.
It was just
we try to cover all bases here.
right.
All
at
sides, all
AWN,
sides,
all
yep.
sides, all bases. Before we move on, we should mention that our executive producer has told me that the executive director of AIM, Paul Lavalle, is stepping down after 27 years at the helm of AIM here, and we will miss him, citing health reasons and probably just the pressures of trying to keep us going here for over the past 27 years. So we'll miss Paul, and
Thank you, Paul.
we wish him the best in his future endeavors, and that he'll stop back and say hello every once in a while.
Yeah, that's what
So,
he said he would do.
Paul,
yeah.
we wish you well, and we're thinking of you, and we wish you the best. So thanks for your leadership for the past
27
almost
years.
30 years.
Thank you,
We
Paul.
appreciate it. And before we go, I'd like to like to mention that Baby Baker Craig over here is it still up? Present his
Looks like it's up.
his virtual. This is Baby Baker
Oh,
Craig,
wow.
my grandson
my
number one.
Wow.
His video virtual debut at 5 months. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe in another 5 months or so, we can get him on the show here.
We have to be careful. You might steal our jobs.
Have him read
Right?
the news for us. There's Baby Baker Craig.
Baby
Congratulations
Baker,
to,
congratulations.
That's to Sarah and Mark, and boy, you guys make great babies. So I'm sure there's some more coming.
Keep on
in.
making them, huh?
Hint, hint, there's more coming.
More on the way, Craig?
Give 'em a little time yet,
Okay.
but so that's our show here, our pre Groundhog Day show for our last show in January 2020.
2020.
And we thank all of you for watching out there. We got to roll on and move it on down the road. So next week, if you're out there, we'll be here and we'll try it all again. Have a safe week. Bye bye.